Good morning, afternoon, good evening. I hope you're having a safe drive into work this morning. I hope you're having a safe drive into school. I hope you're having a safe drive to court. I hope you're having a safe drive to an AA meeting. I hope you're getting into bed and you're about to have a great night of sleep or a great mid-afternoon sleep. If you're a highway worker, shout out to all the highway workers out here. Check out my new lighter. Look, it's like an L. Watch, ready? Pop. Look at that. It's magic, man. I got that new lighter. I'm going to roll up some dope and get high on the podcast. I'm totally kidding. You know, I've never consumed marijuana. I'm waiting. I don't know what I'm waiting for, but there's a place right up the road called Gold Leaf, and they make marijuana look like the coolest thing in the world. This place is the best. It's like the only weed store in Annapolis, or at least in Maryland. I know of two weed stores. I know Gold Leaf, and then I think it's like the Mana, MANA. Ow, you mother fudger! I burned the hell out of myself. But yeah. So if you work that highway life, I hope you're getting home, getting safe, getting comfortable, having yourself a nice cheeseburger or a quesadilla, and about to enjoy yourself for the rest of the afternoon. And I hope you wake up and your wife gets home from work and you're hungry and you go out and you get yourself some dinner. But yeah. I busted out the hairband today, the headband. I need to get a haircut. I'm waiting to get paid again. I like to get a haircut on the 25th, or the 26th, or the 27th of each month. So that's my second paycheck of each month on the 25th. And it's a very OCD thing. I can't do it before that. So my hair sometimes grows more than it does other times. And when I'm slightly stressed, it grows a little bit more. And with school, like, I was this close of just throwing my laptop across the parking lot. And I still might do it, honestly. The hardest part about school is not school. School's easy. But the bureaucracy of it is like, I guess that's with everything. That's with jobs. It's with, everything's like that. The bureaucracy of everything is difficult. But like, for example, I have to get this internship, and I'm trying to apply for it. And if I don't get the internship, then that makes I have to literally move back. I wouldn't be able to take this class because this class is like Business X 460, and you have to have an internship to take the class. You have to graduate college, at least in the business program at Towson University, with an internship, which I understand, but I do wish there was a way where I could be like, hey man, I worked here and here and here for this amount of time. I've done this and this and this. And I could equate that experience into my time as an intern. But you can't do that. And it's frustrating because, in my opinion, school is about learning. And then after you learn, you go do internships. Right? Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe I'm just complaining. But everything I tried to sign up for so I have 4 classes left. I have my internship class, and then I have 3 regular classes I have to take, and then I should be graduating by 25 years old, and I should be done with school. But I went to go sign up for my fall semester, which would be my last semester at school, and as I was signing up, everything. The 2 classes that I needed, one of them wasn't being offered during fall semester. So I was like, oh, that's fantastic. That's awesome. So I panicked and I was like, oh, I'm going to have to take an extra semester for 1 class. This sucks. My life's over. And then I went ahead and I'm going to keep on sporadically checking my phone because I'm waiting for an email too. I'm waiting for an email from Towson to tell me if I got in my internship or not. And then one of my classes I went to go look for, all the spots were filled. So I had to get alternatives to that, which it seems easy, but I didn't know alternatives were a thing. Like I knew alternatives were a thing when you were, freshman, sophomore, maybe even a junior. But as a senior, I felt like there was classes that you had to take. But there turned out to be two alternatives. So I went ahead and I signed up for those. And then there was a final class, which was a marketing class. But that class was all filled up. I emailed the advisor, and then she said I just added more spots to it. So I was able to get into that. So as of right now, I'm scheduled to still graduate fall 2021. Taking a class this summer. Hopefully the internship goes through. If not, I'm going to have to take the internship next semester, which will kind of throw things off. It could be a blessing in disguise. I'm not too sure. I could find something I really like to do occupational-wise. I've never thought about things that I'm really passionate about. I've always just done things to collect energy, to reach freedom. Like I've never actually, anything that I've ever been hired to do or anything that I've ever done, I've never been like, do I have a passion going into this? It's never been like that for me. It's always just been, I'm going to do it because I can get this money and I can do that with the money that I make. So whatever it is, whatever's bringing me money, that's what I do. But I was having a conversation with my buddy, and he was just telling me like how important it is to actually find something that you're passionate about. And I've never thought about that. I've never thought about that. I've read a lot of things, and I've read that you should do things that you're passionate about, but figuring it out it seems impossible. And he said something that was really fascinating. He said, ask other people what they think you're good at. Because that way you get an unbiased opinion. And I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start asking friends and family. And it sounds weird because I don't want compliments, but I think you only know yourself for your flaws, but other people know you for the benefit, for the good stuff that you provide, the good things that you provide for them, the good things that they see in you that maybe especially if you're a hyper analytical person like I am for myself, I don't see those things. I don't see the good things. I don't see the things that I have a burning passion for. Like I can't even say on the podcast what I have a passion for. Like I don't know. I know one of the things that I love the most is I love starting new things. I love learning things that I knew nothing about. I love reading. I love being knowledgeable on a vast majority of subjects, and I love the idea of being a beginner on things. It scares me, but I love it. It's opportunity, and I like moving up in things. But even that's like such a avoidance of an answer because it's not like specific. Like it's not a specific thing. I don't know what I specifically like to do. I have no idea. But that's okay. I think that's part of growing up. I think that's part of life. It takes time. I know the people in my life I love. I don't ever feel like my life is like falling apart ever. Like I feel like I have a lot of control in my life, which is nice. But it is kind of, sometimes it can be scary to just think, mate, well, what if I never find what it is that really makes me tick? But this is awesome. Towson Blackboard. Login. I love when things just don't work. Is it working now? No. Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, I got it. So I've not that much homework. I literally have 3 weeks of school left, I think. I'm pretty much done with school at this point. Yeah. Like everyone's checked out. The professors are checked out, students are checked out. Everybody's checked out, which is fine. It's all good. But yeah, what's going on? So what happened? So today is Thursday. What happened on Tuesday, which would be yesterday for me, because I'm recording this on Wednesday. Derek Chauvin was found guilty. Good, good. Good for a lot of reasons. First reason, if you kill somebody, you should go to prison. no matter what your occupation is. Good because it will reduce violence across the country. And good because justice has been served. And I think it's set a precedent that even if you are a person in power, if you commit a crime, let's not even talk about the race, but if you commit a crime on somebody and you're in a position of power and it leads to death, responsibility will be held and will be pushed through and action will come down. So that was good. That was good to see. I'm fascinated to see what the sentencing looks like. I know he's been convicted on everything. The verdict came out in like a day. Right when I saw that they were announcing the verdict between 4:30 and 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, guilt was the only thing that was going to come out. They never come out with verdicts that quickly. Verdicts never come out that quickly. But good, he deserves to be behind bars. And it's hard. It's really hard. I think he's behind bars, but I think about the wife, I think about his family, and I think about the people who have to, it's complicated. I always put myself in this situation because I am somebody who comes from a family of police officers, and I come from a very, I was raised by police officers, and it is scary to think that something could happen and something could happen to your family and they're taken away. And it's like if you, let's say you know somebody and you know this kid, but you also know this kid as the parents beat the hell out of them, and you can't understand why the kid likes the parents still. You can't understand why somebody would enjoy somebody who's abusive or somebody who has caused harm to them, but they still love them and they still care about them. And it's difficult. It's difficult because what he did, he should be behind bars for. He should be in jail. And I'm definitely not defending him, but there are times where you go like, what is the family dealing with? And that's hard. It's sad. It's sad that they have to go through this. Because they didn't ask for this. They don't deserve this. They don't, he was probably not, they probably didn't expect this from him. And I don't know what I'm trying to say here. What I'm trying to say is I think you still need to have compassion for the family. I think it's important to do that. I think it's important to not vilify a whole community because of one or two bad apples. And I think the idea, what we want to achieve is peace. What we want to reach is understanding from each other. What we want is justice. And I think if we continue on this path of this person looks like this, therefore everything that we just connect to that person is violence, it's evil, is the devil, it needs to be torn down and destroyed and burned. You're falling into a dangerous trap because there's gray area among everybody. And to just get the ball rolling down a hill where you just start classifying everything as what that person looked like, or it can be a very dangerous world, I think. I think it can be a dangerous precedent to set. I think. I don't know. It's complicated. What he did was not complicated. What he did was murder. He should go to jail. Yes. But how do we go about this? Do we want to just continue to, we want to continue on the path to justice and equality? Yes. But is the way to do it to say that everything that represents him is evil, or everything that looks like him is evil? I don't know. I don't know if that's the answer. It could be, though. It could be. I'm not smart. I'm not intelligent in that area, but yeah. So that was kind of the big news on Tuesday. It was kind of weird. Somebody came up to me. I was somewhere, and right before the announcement came out, they said something that was so ignorant, and this is what Ignorance is, I think, a very dangerous characteristic, default of humanity. Because you can find ignorance on both sides. Ignorance comes from, I think it fills in the gap on things that require a lot of thought and the refusal to think. Where that happens, ignorance is placed. Whether it be out of fear of not knowing something, or whether it be out of the fear of maybe you're wrong. I think ignorance can really dig deep and bury a hole right there and be there your entire life, and you can never get rid of it. He said something that was very short-sighted. He said, if he was never a criminal, it would have never happened. And it caught me off guard. I didn't say anything because of what I was doing, where I was, and I didn't want to. I try to stay apolitical, and a lot of not even that's not even political. That's just ethical. That's just universally effed up. Say something like that. Because there's a lot of layers when you say something that crazy. Layer one obviously is you're a criminal. You sped here today to work. You sped today to you sped on the road. You're a criminal. So when you say something like that, what you're actually saying is, I don't know what you're actually saying, but what you're saying is wrong because, yeah, he was a criminal, but yeah, you're also a criminal. You just haven't been caught. And I think by saying something like that, yeah, he's a criminal, you're neglecting why was he a criminal? What got him into that situation? What is his upbringing? I'm talking about George Floyd here. But what you're also saying is that criminals deserve death. Criminals deserve to die. Because if that's what you're saying, then there's no difference between jaywalking and murdering somebody. He's never murdered anybody. Petty charges. Someone's life, somebody who breaks laws that were created by people who didn't look like George Floyd, to be perfectly honest. A lot of the laws in this country were not, the input of African Americans was not given, which is an issue all in itself. And I think when you say things like that, you're putting out into the world that you don't want to change. And that's what scares me is that people don't want to change. People don't want to make an effort to change. And I think when you run into people like that, you need to just kind of, it's difficult. You want to rebuttal and you want to tell them like, shut the hell up. Like, what are you talking about? But by doing that, you're throwing fuel into the fire. And you're giving people what they want, and then they get louder and louder and louder. And I don't know what the other option is, but the other option, it seems like you just kind of ignore it. But even then you have people saying silence is violence, which I don't think is true. I don't think silence is violence. I personally think silence is where deep thought comes from. In my opinion, I think sometimes people need to be more silent. I think some people need to keep their mouth shut a lot longer before they open it. Because words are powerful, man. What is that? What's that book? The 4 Agreements. What are the 4 agreements of life? Be impeccable with your word. Words are powerful, man. They can tear down a whole nation. They can lead to ultimate violence. They can lead to revolutions. They can lead to a completely destructive attack on a political system. They can cure hearts. They can create new futures for people. So I think a lot of people, whatever side of the world you come from, whatever side of the fence you're on, I think a lot of words are spoken without thought. And I think the best way you can mend relationships with people is you speak when you're thought out, and then you talk. Don't take anything personally. That's a very complicated agreement. But it's one of those ones that I think is so accurate. Like most of the time, I would say 98% of the time when people say things that are destructive to you, that is mean, that's not nice, that can hurt your feelings, whatever it is, most of the time it's not because they hate you. Most of the time it's not because they think you're a piece of nonsense. Most of the time it's just out of pure insecurity. Most of the time that's what it is. And I don't think people realize that. You can't take everything so personal. People are complicated and a lot of people are broken. And a lot of people are struggling with a lot of internal battles that reflect themselves externally in the world. And if you just constantly let everything affect you right here, you're going to forever be tripping on your own feet because you're going to take everything that people say right to your heart. And you can't do that because most people say things that are outrageous. And most of the time people speak without actually meaning what they say. So, philosopher Mike over here. Don't make assumptions. That's pretty much impossible. I know I can't follow that rule. As much as I try, I can't. That rule is so hard to follow. Always do your best. And I do try my best. But that's that. Thank God he's in jail, though. I mean, he deserved it. It was kind of disturbing, though, to see him in the chair, and he was looking at the judge like, wait, what? Are you done? Like, are you going to continue here? You just sentenced me to, you just told me I had second and third degree murder and manslaughter? Like, hey, do you not know the history of cops? We don't go to jail. Talking about cops, did you see that? There's a 2016 video, crazy video. I think it was in Mobile, Alabama. So it was a wedding proposal. Wow, how times have changed. 2016. So this is right at the beginning of Donald Trump's presidential time, to say the least, his time in office. And there's a group of bikers, and they're all African-American bikers. It's just like a biking club, whatever, just biking. And I think it was like a vet thing. I'm thinking it might have been a vet, like motorcycles for vets or something, vets on motorcycles. Anyways, but they were all African-American, and they were at a gas station, and one of the guys sets up a scene where he's on his back, and he's getting arrested by two white cops in Mobile, Alabama, which, if we're going to rank racist states, I would definitely say, no offense to Alabama, but I would definitely say Alabama doesn't make the top. I would definitely say that they're like the top 5, maybe top 10. Maybe behind like Mississippi or Florida, but they're definitely up there. And so the cops have guns drawn, pointing at this guy on the ground. And then the wife comes up. She's like, stop. That's my husband. I'll grab anything that you need. I'll tell him to do whatever. Please don't shoot. The dude rolls on his back, goes in his pocket, and then you can start to see that this is like a joke. And he pulls out a ring and he proposes to his girlfriend. Right there to be his wife, which I thought was hilarious. I think you just Googled 2016. 2016. Police officer arrest turn into wedding proposal. So. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi thanks George Floyd for sacrificing his life for justice. It's kind of weird thanking him because I don't think he wants to be dead. I wouldn't think so. What else is going on? Yeah, Los Angeles is falling apart with their homelessness. Mayor Garcetti is giving them stipends. I think it's like I don't know how much. Maybe it's like $3,000 a month. Just giving away money like that. I don't know what's exactly happening. I've been listening to this 9-part series with Michael Saylor, who is the CEO and founder of MicroStrategy, and he's doing this beautiful. He did this beautiful interview. Like I said, 9-part series, about 45 minutes each episode, with Robert Breedlove, he's a PhD from MIT finance, I believe. Oh no, not MIT, but he is a PhD in finance, and they talk about Bitcoin. And the more and more I'm seeing the way the government deals with money, I'm like, oh my God, our dollar is just devaluing so fast. And I might be hyperbolic here. Hyperbolic? Is that the word? Hyperabolic? Hyperabolic. No, maybe I'm just acting out of touch here. And I'm just old as shit, sounding like a freaking crazy person. But it just seems like the farther we get into this pandemic, which I put up a poll on my Instagram asking people what they think about the pandemic. Should we open up the state yet? And 89% of people said yeah. 4 people said no. Or 89% said yeah. 11% said no. So what are we doing? Open up, Hoax. What's going on, my man? You're somebody who watches this. You gotta know Hogan. Shout out, go get Hogan, grab him by his bald head, and be like, "Hey, brother, let the goose loose in the state of Maryland." I'm exhausted, dude. I'm literally about to fall asleep during this podcast. I'm so tired. But they're just giving away money, and it makes you go like, oh my God. Like, how are we going to maintain this economy when we're just taking the dollar, we're just smashing the value of it? I've seen crazy fights, man. I've seen crazy, not fights. I've seen crazy things like the dollar has lost like 99% of its value since this time, or like 80, 70% of the money in circulation has been made this year. And I'm just like, oh my God. And then that stimulus package is about to get passed for infrastructure, not stimulus, but the infrastructure deal is about to get passed, which is like $3.5 trillion for the country, for like stimulus, not stimulus, but infrastructure, which looks great. But they also are thinking about doing another one, like another stimulus package for people, $2.5 trillion. And I'm like, oh my God, we're going to be pushing $20 trillion like it's passed. That's insane. How do you maintain value of something when all you do is make it? Robert Breedlove brought up a great point. He said the difference between counterfeit money, he said there is no difference between counterfeit money and the money that is made by the feds. There's no difference. It both causes inflation. There's literally no difference. I found that fascinating. What else is going on? What else has happened? Doge Day did not turn into Doge Day. I lost $1,000. I'm still up, I think $1,200, $1,200 on my Doge, but it's not going crazy like I expected it to. I wanted it to go off, but I really do. I think it will. I think it will continue to go crazy. It'll get there. It'll get there. I just don't see how it can't get there. I think as long as people keep buying it, and if they cap it, it's going to go crazy. If they cap it, let's say I get off this podcast and they cap it. Next time I get on this podcast, I'm a millionaire, bro. Just simple supply and demand. It would have to go up dollars. I think if it gets to like $10, I make 70 G's, which isn't that much. If it gets $100, I make $700,000, which isn't crazy. If I stayed in at the original price I bought it for, which was 1 cent, I would be up like $20,000 right now. But I'm an idiot. Oh my God, the Indonesian Navy lost a submarine with 53 people on it. Uh-oh. An accident at COVID hospital in India kills at least 22 people. Dude, India is going crazy with the COVID. It's going off over there. This is the difference between like an India and the United States. There's just like medically, it's not even the same. Not even in the same boat. Like, thank God to be an American, bro. Like we hate ourselves. We're our worst enemies. We think we suck. We always say, "Wow, this is better than that." But honestly, dude, being American is the best. I'm a bald eagle just flapping my freaking wings, flying around the sky, eating rabbits and birds and spiders and humans and dogs and cats and what am I looking for? Snakes. just murdering things with my beak. Just like that all day. What else? What else is going on? Oh, huge accident on the Bay Bridge. That's always fantastic. Anne Arundel County vaccine element drops. Yo, they need to just get that J&J out, bro. We need to stop doing that. We need to get it out. Teen needs 3 brain surgeries after rare blood clot links to Johnson & Johnson. Sorry, dude. Like, it sucks. No new Apple products. Kind of lame. There was like a AirTag, which was kind of cool, I guess, but not really. Nothing super cool about that. I don't know. I don't have much more to talk about. This is a really short podcast, probably one of my shortest ones I've ever done, if not the shortest one I've ever done. But just, I'm exhausted. I have to do a lot of homework, and I'm kind of stressed about school right now, so it's hard for me to do anything. I was kind of actually shocked. I almost didn't even do a podcast today, but I was like, nope, can't do that. I got to give you guys what you don't want to see, because that's what we do, man. That's what we do. That was annoying. Sorry about that. So that's it, guys. That's all I really got to talk about. I'll see you guys in episode 100 in, let me see here, 186 with me, and you guys got to suffer again. Like I say, every episode, there is a link in the bio. You can go ahead and donate to the podcast if you want to. Feel free to not to. Like, do what you want to do. I don't care. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell your buddies about the podcast. I'm going to go ahead and suffer for the last 2 weeks in school. I'm getting away this weekend. I'm going to Rehoboth Beach with my girl, and I'm just so excited to get out of town. Getting my second shot on Sunday, so I'll be COVID-free, so no more mask ever for me ever again, because masks suck ass. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. Hate them. They save lives, and I wear them, but that doesn't mean I can't hate them. I'll do it, but I hate doing it. I'm a child. So thank you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace out. See ya. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.